Welcome back to Legion Builds, where I guide you as we bring your favorite fictional characters into Dungeons & Dragons. Today we are building the misunderstood hero of Hellboy 2, Prince Nuada Silverlance. If you're wondering why I'm referring to the villain of the movie as the misunderstood hero, let's just say the past few years have really made me understand his way of thinking. Our goals today are to create an unstoppable warrior without equal, until you make a simple mistake and don't kill the demon that was raised by the humans. Next, we need to make the champion of the Fey folk and the creatures of the wild. It's time to unite the good, the bad, and the worse to right the injustice that is human civilization. Like I said, I'm seeing his view very clearly nowadays. Finally, you need to be a killer. Something that can kill any creature no matter what it is. For this build, we're using the Player's Handbook, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Monsters of the Multiverse. We're using standard point array and we are multi-classing, but these use the same stats. We'll start things off with Wisdom at 15. You can perceive the world around you far beyond mortals, and you understand the inner workings of the human mind. Dex will follow at 14. You are really fast and very nimble. Charisma will be next with 13. The Fey folk will follow you anywhere, and the humans are just downright scared of you. Though the plans to slaughter innocent people and the troll that obeys you may be why. Con will be at 12. You're a frontline fighter, so we need to give you something in the way of help. Intelligence will be next at 10, which is actually low for you. You are an amazing strategist, and your main hobby other than training is clockwork creations. But strength has to be our dump stat. It's not important for this build whatsoever. Nuada is an elf, but elves in traditional mythology are not the same as D&D, so we can't go with a normal elf for this. You're pale, really moody, and very gloom and doom. Shadowkai it is. Place +2 into Dex and +1 into Wisdom. Keen Senses gives you proficiency in the skill Perception. Fey Ancestry gives you advantage on saving throws to avoid or end the charm condition. Dark Vision grants you the ability to see in darkness out to 60 feet. Necrotic Resistance makes you resistant to necrotic damage. Feel like they could have come up with something better for that, but okay. Blessing of the Raven Queen grants you a 30-foot teleportation as a bonus action. Yes, Nuada can seemingly teleport, as people state he vanished into thin air right in front of them. You can make this bonus action a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. And at 3rd level, this receives an upgrade. When you teleport, you gain resistance to all damage until the start of your next turn. Finally, Trance makes your long rest only 4 hours long, and you can't be put to sleep magically. This also allows you to have 2 extra proficiencies of your choice, being both a weapon or tool of your choice after taking a long rest. These proficiencies last until you finish another long rest, in which you gain 2 new ones, or you can just keep the ones you have. For your background, we need the skills Acrobatics and Stealth. Let's start things off with one of the most misunderstood classes for this misunderstood hero, Ranger. By the way, there are 2 classes that are really misunderstood and kind of get a bad rap with some people, and you're both of them. For skills, take Animal Handling, Nature, and Survival. Level 1 Rangers start off with Deft Explorer. This feature will upgrade multiple times as you level up, granting you several different features. This starts with Canny. Choosing one skill you are proficient with, you can now double its proficiency bonus. Place this into Perception. Favored Foe lets you mark a target you hit with an attack as your favored foe. Now, while you maintain this, you will deal an extra d4 of damage. The mark lasts for 1 minute and can be used a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus between long rests. Level 2 Rangers gain a fighting style. I'd suggest Blind Fighting. This gives you blind sight out to 10 feet, allowing you to see anything that isn't behind total cover, even if you're blinded and deafened. If you want something else, replace this with whatever you want. I just want Perfect Senses. You're also a spell caster. At this level, you have 2 spells. For those spells, Cure Wounds lets you heal 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier. Jump triples your jump distance for 1 minute. Level 3 Rangers receive Primal Awareness. This feature will grant you additional spells at certain levels. At this level, you get Speak with Animals. For 10 minutes, you gain the ability to understand and communicate with beasts. You also receive your subclass, and your love of mystical folk makes you perfect for Fey Wanderer. Dreadful Strikes allows you to deal an extra 1d4 psychic damage once per turn when you hit a target. Fey Wanderer magic grants you even more additional spells as you level up. At this level, Charm Person forces a wisdom save on one humanoid within 30 feet of you. If they fail, they are now charmed by you and see you as a friend for 1 hour or until you hurt them. When it ends, they will know you casted a spell on them. Otherworldly Glamour allows you to add your wisdom modifier to any charisma check you make. It also gives you a new skill, choosing from Deception, Performance, and Persuasion. I would go with Persuasion. For your new spell, Longstrider adds +10 to your total movement for 1 hour. Okay, you've seen the horrors of war with the humans and believe your father has made a grave error in allowing them to live. Time to go on a self-imposed exile to plan your next move and begin intensive training. We're jumping over to Monk. Told you, you were two of the most misunderstood classes in D&D. Ranger and Monk kinda get a bad rap with a lot of people. Level 1 Monks start things off with Unarmored Defense. Now when not wearing armor, your AC is 10 plus Dex plus Wisdom, giving you an AC of 16. Martial Arts improves your combat capabilities with your unarmed strikes and simple weapons, and short swords. Now, your unarmed strikes and simple weapon attacks can be Dex based, can replace their damage dice with martial arts dice, which starts out at a D4 but will improve, and you can now make an unarmed strike with a bonus action. Level 2 Monks receive Unarmored Movement. Now when not wearing armor, your total movement increases over time. Right now, your total movement is increased to 40 feet or 50 feet with Longstrider. Let's boost that up again right now with Ki. Ki grants you Ki points that you can use to perform special features. Step of the Wind costs 1 Ki point and turns Dash and Disengage into a bonus action and doubles your jump distance. This means your total movement can now reach 100 feet in a single round, and you now have a long jump of 48 feet with jump casted with Step of the Wind. Patient Defense is 1 Ki point to turn Dodge into a bonus action. And finally, Flurry of Blows allows you to make 2 unarmed strikes with a single bonus action. Dedicated Weapon lets you turn any weapon you are proficient with that lacks the heavy or special properties into a monk weapon, and you are proficient in all of them. Level 3 Monks gain Deflect Missiles. You can now, as a reaction, reduce damage you receive from a ranged melee attack by 1d10 plus Dex plus your monk level. If you reduce the damage to 0 and have an empty hand, you can now catch the projectile and use it as a thrown weapon, or just catch it and throw it away for dramatic effect. Ki Fueled Attack allows you to attack as part of an action that you spend 1 Ki point on. You also gain your subclass, and it's time to make your combat even better with Way of the Kensai. Kensai Weapon lets you choose 2 weapons that lack the heavy and special properties, 1 range and 1 melee, and make them monk weapons, but special monk weapons. You don't even need proficiency with it. With these weapons, you'll gain special new attacks and features. You'll of course choose your spear for your melee weapon. Agile Parry turns Kensai weapons into a defensive weapon by not using it to attack. While holding the weapon and instead only attacking with an unarmed strike, you can now add +2 to your AC until the start of your next turn. Kensai Shot lets you use a bonus action to empower your ranged Kensai weapons for more damage, dealing an extra D4 of damage for the turn you use it. Level 4 Monks earn our first ability score improvement. Place this into Dex for better damage and AC. You also earn Slow Fall. Now as a reaction, you can reduce falling damage by 5 times your monk level. Quicken Healing lets you spend 2 Ki points to heal yourself with your martial arts dice. Level 5 Monks now have extra attack. You can now attack twice with a single attack action. Stunning Strike allows you to spend 1 Ki point after hitting a creature and forcing a con save. Should they fail, the creature is now stunned until the start of your next turn. Focused Aim lets you add to a missed attack by spending up to 3 Ki points, adding 2 to the roll per point spent. Your martial arts dice are now upgraded to a D6. Level 6 Monks receive Ki Empowered Strikes and Magical Kensai Weapons. Now attacks made with your Kensai weapons and unarmed strikes are magical, beating resistances. Death Strike lets you deal extra damage with your Kensei weapon, equal to your martial arts dice by spending 1 ki point once per turn. Your total movement is now upgraded to 45 feet without armor on. Level 7 monks gain evasion. Now when you pass a dex save, you take no damage and half on a failure. Stillness of Mind lets you end one effect on yourself that is causing you to be charmed or frightened. Level 4 rangers earn another ability score improvement. Time to cap off dex for better attacks and AC. 5 rangers receive second level spells. For your Primal Awareness spell, Beast Sense allows you to bond with a willing beast for up to 1 hour while you maintain the spell. For the duration of the spell, you can use your action to see and hear through the beast's senses until you use your action and return to your normal senses. For your Fey Wanderer spell, Misty Step is a 30-foot teleportation you make with a bonus action. Finally, for your normal ranger spell, Pass Without Trace adds +10 to the stealth checks for every creature you choose within 30 feet of you for up to 1 hour while you maintain this spell. You gained a lot of spells with different features at this level. I just want to point that out. Happens a lot for rangers. Level 6 rangers gain a new feature from Deft Explorer. Roving adds +5 to your total movement, bringing it to 50 feet when not wearing armor. You also now have a climbing and swimming speed equal to your walking speed. Your favorite foe now does a d6 of extra damage to the marked enemy. Level 7 Fey Wanderer Rangers now have Beguiling Twist, giving advantages on saves against being charmed or frightened, which you already have against being charmed. Also, now whenever you or another creature you see within 120 feet succeeds a saving throw against being charmed or frightened, you can use your reaction to force a different creature you can see within 120 feet to make a wisdom save. If they fail, you now make them charmed or frightened of you for 1 minute. You choose. They can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of their turns. For your new spell, Animal Friendship lets you convince a beast within 30 feet of you that you mean it no harm, forcing a wisdom save on the beast. Should they fail, they are charmed for 24 hours. If you or one of your allies harms the beast, the spell ends, and if the beast has less than 4 intelligence, then it is unaffected. Level 8 Rangers earn another ability score improvement. Place this into Wisdom for better perception, spell DC, and AC. Land Stride makes moving through non-magical terrain cost no extra movement for you, and you take no damage from non-magical plants. You also have advantage on saving throws against magical plants that try and slow you down or impede your movement. You have advantage on a lot of saves at this point. Level 9 Rangers receive 3rd level spells, and you get a lot of them again. For your Primal Awareness spell, Speak with Plants lets you speak with plants or plant-based creatures within 30 feet of you up to 10 minutes. You can even ask the plants to move for you, but they can't uproot themselves. For your Fey Wanderer spell, Dispel Magic lets you end the effect of a magic of 3rd level or lower within 120 feet of you. If the effect is stronger than 3rd level, you must make a DC check of 10 plus the spell level to end it. For your Ranger spell, Non-Detection makes you hidden from divination magic for 8 hours. Now scrying and any other divination magic made to locate you automatically fails. Level 10 Rangers gain their final feature from Deft Explorer, Tireless. Now with an action, you can give yourself 1d8 plus your Wisdom modifier and temporary HP, a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. You can also now decrease 1 level of exhaustion with a short rest. Nature's Veil allows you to turn invisible with a bonus action until the start of your next turn. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Yeah, we don't see this in the movie, but I totally believe he can do it. Level 11 Fey Wanderer Rangers have their Dreadful Strikes upgraded to a D6. You also now have friends with Fey Reinforcements. You know the spell Summon Fey and can cast it without a spell slot once per long rest, and can cast it without material components. This allows you to summon a Fey creature to assist you. The Fey is small, has a speed of 40, can teleport, and you choose a form to grant it a special ability. Fuming has advantage on its attack rolls before the end of its turn. Mirafol can charm any enemy within 10 feet, and Trixie can create a small magical darkness for 1 turn. This spell must be maintained for 1 hour, or because of the Fey Fey reinforcements, it can now have a duration of 1 minute and not be maintained. For your new spell, Summon Elemental summons an elemental creature to your aid. Like Summon Fey, you choose a form that determines its abilities, choosing air, earth, fire, or water. There are several different abilities, so I'll leave you to read it for yourself. This spell must be maintained for up to 1 hour, and sadly you can't change this like Summon Fey. Level 12 Rangers earn our final ability score improvement. Cap off Wisdom for a great AC, perfect passive perception, and a great spell DC. Our final level is level 13 Ranger, and now you have 4th level spells. For your final Primal Awareness spell, Locate Creature lets you know a creature's location that you are familiar with while they are within 1,000 feet of you. You have to have seen the creature at least once to locate them. Just use this on your sister to ruin her moments with her new blue boyfriend. For your last Fey Wanderer spell, Dimension Door is a 500-foot teleportation to a location you can see or describe. If you teleport into something, such as an object or a creature, you take 4d6 force damage and the spell fails. For your final Ranger spell, Conjure Woodland Being summons a group of Fey folk to your aid. While you maintain this spell for up to 1 hour, you summon 1 Fey of CR 2 or lower, 2 Fey of CR 1 or lower, 4 Fey of CR half or lower, or 8 Fey of CR quarter or lower. Use these as spies or to harass those who have forgotten why they should fear the dark. Now that we've reached level 20, let's recap this build. Your stats should be Strength 8, Dex 20, Con 12, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 20, Charisma 13, with total levels being Ranger 13, Monk 7. Let's dive in. You are a Master Warrior. Wielding a spear two-handed, you're dealing 1d8 plus 5, then adding up to 3d6s, all of this being magical. You can also bring allies into the fray, and top it all off, your AC is 20. Your movement is amazing as well. You can teleport multiple times without spell slots up to 30 feet, and can teleport up to 500 feet with spells. You have a total speed of 50 feet normal, 60 feet with Longstrider, 120 feet with Step of the Wind and Longstrider combined. Your long jump is 48 feet, and your high jump is 12 feet. You can heal multiple ways, can't be tracked by magical means, can add 10 to your stealth, and communicate with plants and animals. You can charm people into helping you, even if they attempt to charm you. Finally, you have a decent health with a total of 137, can give yourself temporary hit points, and have a passive perception of 27. Downside. Firstly, you have a lot of concentration spells. Well, actually the problem is Favored Foe is a concentration, and you then have a lot of concentration spells. Using your Fey Wanderer feature, Summon Fey can be used with another concentration spell like Summon Elemental or Conjure Woodland Beings. Every other spell that must be maintained will not be in combat, so there's no real problem with it. There's actually not much I don't like about this build, other than the health could be higher and your strength sucks, but most spellcasters target intelligence, wisdom, or charisma, and you kinda got some good there. Not totally. This is a build made for solo missions that are for recon or infiltration, but when combined with a party, it is a beast in combat. Bide your time, learn all you can, gain allies, and then bring order and new life to the world choked with the vile scourge that are your enemies. Sorry, I really see his side more and more as time goes on. Thank you for joining me once again. Every week we have a new build going up on YouTube and Spotify, and we got some really good ones coming up. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new one, and check out all my other videos for amazing heroes and villains alike.